Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen, and I am the Bearded Bee Man. I know it's been a while, but we're back in the bee yard. We've got things set up a little different this year, and so what we're raising here in our backyard are baby hives, and so we're going to look at some hives that we're going to be splitting here in the next few days. And so let's go to the bee yard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to smoke this hive. Let that sit. We're going to let that sit there for just a minute. We've got this hive smoked. This is going to be the first time we've looked at this hive. This was an abandoned hive that I received a phone call on. Asked me if I wanted it, and I said I'll come and take a look at it and see what's going. So we're going to try to, what we're going to do is we're going to put another hive body on top of this and try and grow this hive to a much larger hive. And then at some point, we'll take it and we'll split it. So this is pretty exciting. Pretty exciting work today. I'm going to move the hive over here to a stand that I have. And I'm going to begin to settle this hive down behind me right here. They're bringing in a lot of pollen. And so we're going to take a look at this hive in a little bit. And what we're going to do is, this is the hive we're going to split. This is another hive that was abandoned. And same area. And so I'm going to try to make some good use out of these two hives this year. All my other hives are moved to properties around the area where I live. And so that's nice, not to have all those hives on our particular property. So there's 10 hives, 10 frames in this hive. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these frames out. So you never know really how aggressive these bees are going to be, since this is the first time that they've been messed with. So we're just hoping today for the best. We're going to take a center frame out, because this is where the brood is going to be on a hive. And we're going to take a look, see what we got going on. And you can see we've got stuff going on, all kinds of brood right there, right? So that's good. These bees are upset because they've never been worked with. And so we're going to dress them up and fix them, get them ready for the springtime. A lot of bees flying around. They're not upset yet. None of them are hitting me. We'll keep them smoked. What we're going to do is we're going to set this frame up for this box up for a 9-frame hive. Give us a little space in between our frames. Makes it easier to work. And then we're going to set a 9-framer on top of it so they can have some expansion. They can produce some honey. Honey's going to be on these outside frames we'll look at here momentarily. So we'll look at what's supposed to be a honey frame. And you can see they're building it out right now. And I'll leave that there. So now I'm going to take a frame separator, and what this does is this takes a 10-frame hive and converts it to 9 frames with everything being equidistant apart. So here we go. Put this in. It's like that. We'll start on this side. Right there. Right there. And so there we are. And so now we're going to pull it through. And now all your frames are the same distance apart. Got a frame that fell through right there. We need to correct. This is generally what happens with old frames. They become worn and they're not changed out regularly enough. So now, take a 9 box. We'll take our spreader. Set our frames. Right there. Put our lid back on. So this frame, this box is set to go for this year, and it'll fill that top box up before the end of the season. And we will be able to work with this beehive really well by this time next year for sure, if not sooner. Now we're going to take a look at our hive. This is a more advanced hive. This hive came to me, or I picked this hive up. I had 2 bottom boxes, and so I put a 3rd box on top with the idea that I would take resources from the top box and start some hives here in the next few weeks. So we're going to smoke them up. I've been in this hive, but I have not worked this hive. So we're going to see how this hive responds to being messed with. Ought to be fun. This is the exciting part of the work. Get in here right next to the bees and seeing exactly what we have going on. Nice. So here they have, they're putting honey, building honey stores, which is good. More honey. Just getting started with the honey here. More honey. Queen's not going to be up here. Queen's going to be down below. Go look at the other side over here. They haven't gotten on this frame yet. They're not building this frame out yet. But the frame right next to it, they're beginning to build out. You see, they're beginning to build that out. And so that's a good thing, and that will just advance over to the other side. Lots of bees. We put the top board back on. So we put this all back together. And we wait for the hives to mature and to advance a little more. So later this week, we're going to go look at our hives that we had at this property that we have spread out around town, and we're going to see where we are with regard to the honey flow. It's getting ready to get started, and we're going to put some honey supers on some of the hives as needed. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like the video and these types of things, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and click the button for subscribe, and we'll see you next time. The Bearded Bee Man signing out.